This is PTE reading Fill in the Blanks, question number 878. To solve this passage correctly, we need to isolate the grammar rules, parts of speech, and fixed collocations that the exam is testing in each blank. Efficiency in this section comes from applying linguistic logic, rather than reading for general meaning or relying on how a sentence sounds. Starting with blank 1, look at the phrase 16 million year immediately preceding the gap. This hyphenated phrase functions as a compound adjective. In English, an adjective must be followed by a noun to complete the noun phrase. We can immediately eliminate the word continuous because it is an adjective, which would leave the noun phrase incomplete. Among the remaining nouns, existence, extent, and expectation, only existence describes the duration of a species' presence on Earth. For blank 2, the sentence describes dinosaurs that failed to adapt and then became extinct. Since the text describes an event that happened 66 million years ago, we can eliminate present tense options like go and going. This leaves went, which fits the past tense requirement and completes the fixed collocation, went extinct. Identifying the required part of speech and the necessary verb tense allows us to narrow down the choices before we even consider the vocabulary. In blank 3, the sentence notes that dinosaurs disappeared, followed by the phrase except for birds. The parenthetical note identifies birds as the only survivors. This implies that for every other dinosaur group, the disappearance was total. To reflect that birds are the sole exception, we must select completely to describe the scale of the disappearance. Blank 4 sits at the start of a sentence with two distinct ideas. The first clause states that dinosaur populations were already in decline. The second clause introduces the idea of a sudden catastrophic event that ended their lineage. These two ideas, a slow decline and a sudden catastrophe, stand in contrast to one another. Although is the only conjunction provided that can link a dependent clause of contrast to the main statement in this structure. Structural markers like conjunctions and parenthetical qualifiers provide the necessary information to determine the logical relationship between two ideas. For blank 5, look at the words following the gap, to scientific debate. The preposition to, combined with the noun debate, indicates a specific idiomatic construction. The correct choice is open, completing the collocation open to debate. Finally, for blank 6, look at the end of the sentence to see the duration of the climate changes. The text specifies that these changes occurred over millions of years. On a timeline spanning millions of years, gradual is the only word that describes the pace of change. Locating specific text markers, such as timeframes or prepositions, allows you to verify your answers using the evidence in the passage. With all 6 blanks filled, the passage is now complete. We arrived at these answers by identifying parts of speech, recognizing fixed collocations, and scanning for timeline indicators. Adopting this rule-based approach provides a repeatable method for navigating the PTE reading section and arriving at the correct results.